The rise of build-to-rent, a UK investment perspective. Right, let's dive in. Have you noticed all these shiny new apartment blocks springing up in your city? Glossy exteriors, concierge desks, on-site gyms, for sale sign in sight? That's not a coincidence. That, my friends, is the build-to-rent, BTR wave, and it's been making serious noise across the UK property landscape. A few years ago, if you'd told me institutional investors would be snapping up whole city blocks to rent out long-term, I might have laughed. I was still chasing individual landlords to get their flats listed, but now, the game has changed, and fast. So what is build-to-rent? In simple terms, these are developments built specifically for renting out, not selling. Think of them as rental-only communities, professionally managed, well-located, and loaded with perks. We're talking co-working lounges, rooftop gardens, cinema rooms, and guess what? Tenants are loving it. There's something reassuring about knowing your landlord isn't just one guy with a buy-to-let mortgage and a DIY attitude. These are often backed by pension funds or big investment firms, stable, professional, and in it for the long haul. Why is it taking off now? Oh, where do I start? Affordability crisis. Owning a home, especially in places like London, Manchester, or Bristol, is a dream slipping further out of reach. Renters aren't just students anymore. They're professionals in their 30s, families, even retirees. They want quality housing, but they're not buying, so they'll rent well. Planning shifts. Councils are starting to warm up to BTR schemes. It's easier to push through planning when you say, hey, we're building 200 rental homes with long-term management and community cohesion, rather than, we're flogging off flats to overseas investors. Rental demand is soaring. Lettings is going bonkers right now. We're seeing 15 to 20 applicants per property in some markets. BTR is stepping in to plug the gap, offering high-spec homes without the manic scramble. Here's something wild from my own desk. A few months ago, I showed a couple one of these new BTR units in East London. They'd been let down twice by private landlords selling up. Honestly, they looked tired. Not just physically, but emotionally. Renting can be brutal. But once they stepped into this new flat, saw the cafe downstairs, the secure bike storage, the app-based maintenance request system, it wasn't just about the flat, it was about certainty. That, to me, is the killer edge BTR has. Investors are loving it too. If you're looking at the UK from an investment perspective, BTR ticks a lot of boxes. Long-term returns. Rent is mostly reliable, especially in the current climate where house prices are wobbling a bit. Scalability. You're not managing one tenant. You're managing a portfolio of 200 units, all under one roof. Operational efficiency, baby. ESG credentials. Modern BTR schemes tend to score well on sustainability. That's gold dust for institutional investors under pressure to go green. And let's not ignore the government's little wink. Recent planning consultations have hinted at more BTR encouragement, especially in regeneration zones. Something's brewing. The reality on the ground. It's not all rosy. Some local agents are nervous. Are they replacing us? I've heard that more than once in the office. But from what I've seen, the clever agents adapt. I've partnered with BTR operators on local lease-ups and ongoing management. If anything, it's a new revenue stream, just packaged differently. One snag? The rent levels. Because of the premium facilities and management, BTR units can command higher rents. That's fine for some, but affordability's a real barrier. We've got to be careful it doesn't become a posh bubble while ordinary renters get squeezed out. More BTR, no question. Look at cities like Leeds, Birmingham, Glasgow. The pipeline's growing. Regional hubs are where the next wave is landing. And with interest rates still rocky, private landlords exiting the market, and renters demanding more, the timing's spot on. Honestly, if I were starting my portfolio today, I'd be looking at BTR schemes to get in on, not just for the ROI, but because it feels like where the future is headed. Anyway, next time you walk past one of those slick new blocks and wonder who lives there, chances are it's not a homeowner. It's a renter with a smoothie bar in the lobby. Welcome to the new normal.